Closing market comments for Wednesday, January the 13th. Grains opened higher last night and rallied to new highs for the move. Corn was up 24 cents, beans up 17 cents, and wheat up 15 cents during the night session. Grains sold off this morning going into the break. After the break, we continue to see grains move lower, with corn closing at the end of the day up 7 cents, new crop down 4 cents, wheat down 4 cents, and soybeans down 12 on old and down 1 cent on new. USDA announced sales of 396,300 metric tons of beans to unknown for 2021 and 68,000 metric tons of beans to unknown for 21-22, but that wasn't enough to support the bean market today. Funds were big buyers yesterday driving this market. They bought 58,000 contracts of corn, 33,000 contracts of beans, and 25,000 contracts of wheat yesterday. And that's what drove this market. Heavy cash grain movement yesterday, but it wasn't enough to offset what the funds were doing, and that's what drove this market up. Conab released their numbers this morning for production. They have the Brazilian crop on corn at 102.3 million metric tons. That's down from their December estimate of 102.6. That's down from the USDA yesterday at 109, and right at the same as last year's 102.5 million metric ton crop. They have their soybean crop at 133.7 million metric tons. That's down slightly from December at 134.5, but still above what the USDA projected yesterday at 133 and above last year at 124.8. So big crop still looking at Brazil right now. We'll have to see as we go forward. We're in a critical time now on some of the later planted stuff that they need to get rain. Some of the early beans are starting to turn and will be harvested here late this month or early in February. So rainfall is not going to make much difference on some of those. Rain has been falling in Brazil and Argentina, and not general drowning rains, but just some light scattered showers. But as we all know, a little rain this time of year on a crop helps a lot. This is like July and August, so you can see the importance of rainfall for them. Weekly oil inventory was released. Crude oil stocks were 482.2 million barrels, down 3.3 million from last week and 53.7 above last year. Gasoline stocks at 245.5 million barrels. That is down 3.3 from last week, 4.4 up from last week and 12.8 down from last year. Distillate stocks 163.2 million barrels. That's up from last week's 158.4 and last year's 147.2. Ethanol production was up slightly at 941,000, up 6,000 from last week, and below last year at 1.095 million barrels per day. Ethanol stocks, even with the production not up much, were higher again this week. 23.692 million barrels, up 408,000 from last week and 686,000 from last year. So we did see that report showing the ethanol usage is still holding its own fairly well, but a lot of inventory starting to build up on the ethanol side. We need demand to come in here. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a good evening.